Hello students, welcome back to my channel. Hope you all are fine. Today we are going to discuss the first chapter of standard 10, that is real number. Before discussing the chapter, we need to learn that what is a number, right? So we know very well that numbers are those entities which we can count, or simply counting entities are called as numbers, right? And there are two broad categories of numbers, we can say, that is the real number, and second is your complex number, right? Before discussing real number, we will discuss that what is a complex number. Complex numbers are those numbers which are the negatives of a number which is under root. For example, root under -1, root under -2, root under -3, root under -4. We know very well that if we have to take out the root of only 4, so it is 2, we know. But when it comes about the negative sign under the root, it is not defined. We can never find out the value of the negative roots. Clear? So that is why these are also called as imaginary numbers. These are also called as imaginary numbers. Clear? And now if we talk about the real numbers, it comprises of all the rationals and irrationals in itself. Okay. There are two major type real numbers, that is rational number, and one is your irrational number. For rational and irrational number, we have already studied in standard 9th. We can say that rational numbers are those which can be written in the form of p by q, where q should not be equal to 0, right? And in this we cannot write p and q in the form of the fraction. It can be just in the ratio, where one condition is also applicable, same as the rational number, that the denominator must not be equal to 0. Okay, so if we take the example for rational number, it can be anything like 2, 3, 4 by 5, etc. And for irrational number, the numbers under the root, which is root 3, root 5, root 7, etc. Till now we have studied about the rational number, real numbers, what numbers are coming under the real number, that is rational, irrational. But now we are going to discuss that what is Euclid's division lemma. So before discussing this, we need to know that what is a lemma. This is very easy term, that this is a statement, already proved statement, which is used to prove another statements. Clear? The statements which is already proved are used to prove the other statements. Also, for finding the HCF, we use this lemma. Okay. Now we will discuss one by one in different steps. This Euclid's division lemma says that A is equal to BQ plus R, where B is greater than R and R will be greater than equal to 0. To write equations or statements is very easy, but we need to know that how we have to solve it. Okay, so let us check how to do it by taking an example. Okay, so let it be that there are two numbers given. Okay, 2 and 11. Okay, so before solving for HCF or something else, we need to compare both of the numbers, that which one is the greatest and which one is the smaller. So we know very well that 11 is obviously greater than 2, है ना? So wherever the number is greater, okay, this number will be considered as A. Okay, so let us take it 11, 2. Okay, now we will just discuss this. How we will divide. So we know very well that it is 2 and we have to divide the number 11. So at first we need to take that here it will be 5, here it will be 10, and we know very well by subtracting it we will get the remainder equal to 0. And with this example only we will be able to understand this statement. See, whenever we are checking for the division statements, what we are taking, there is a statement, right, that dividend is equal to divisor into quotient plus remainder, isn't it? Same is with this. Same. See with this, if this is the dividend, means this 11, okay, divisor, that is 2, quotient, that is 5, and remainder, that is 1. So 2 into 5, 10, and 1, 11, and this is what we have written here. So B is for the dividend, sorry, A is for the dividend, B is for the divisor, Q is for the quotient, and R is for the remainder. And this wholly example is called as Euclid's division lemma. So we have already understood that how to use Euclid's division lemma for the given two numbers. At first we need to compare two numbers, okay, then we have to fix it like this, and then when we will divide it we just have to put in this formula, and then we will be able to prove the statement. Simple. Now how can we use Euclid's division lemma for finding HCF? Okay, same is the process, but there will be the repeated divisions. Okay, so let us take an example for understanding this. Let the given two numbers be 135 and 225. Okay, so I have already told that before calculating anything we need to compare both of the numbers, that which one is the greater. Obviously 225 is the greater, so it becomes A and this becomes B. So now let us divide these two numbers. So this will be your dividend, this will be your divisor. Now divide it. Okay, so when we divide 135 to this, so it will be here 135. Now when we subtract it, it will give 90, isn't it? Now we will just represent this in the form of the given lemma. So it can be written as 225 equal to 135 into 1 plus 90, right? And now we have to follow this rule till the time this remainder comes 0, obviously. So let us take this as A for the next one, and let us check. Okay, so this will be R, it will become B. Clear? It was R, but now it has changed to B. So now let us divide it again. So what is the two number here? 135 and 90, right? Which one is the greater one? This is this one. So we will take this as our dividend and 90 as our divisor. Now we take it as 190. So what will be the remainder here? That would be 45. Again we have not got the 0, so we will continue this again, that 135 equal to 90 into 1 plus 45. Now it became A, it became B. Again we will calculate and divide it, that here 45, it will be 2, and now it is 0. Understood? And when we write it in the form of the lemma, it would be 90 equal to 45 into 2 plus 0. So now what we can observe, that here we haven't got the remainder 0, so we have gone in the second step. Now here also we haven't got the 0 as remainder, so we have reached to third step. Okay, so where we have got the remainder 0, so we will stop. And now this given B, okay, is our HCF. So simply we can say that HCF of 135, 225 is 45. That's all. Now for proving different types of statements, we will discuss the Euclid's division lemma and use it well. And for that, stay tuned for the next class. Thank you.